Hi, I'm Bill Bradley. Join me for a recent excerpt of American Voices. For SiriusXM, I'm Bill Bradley, and this is American Voices. Today we have a special presentation for you. On her 100th birthday, Lynne Charnay sang cabaret at a piano bar to a sold-out crowd.
Thank you for being here. That I would still be here and in condition to do a show at a century old.
I've heard some wonderful ways to celebrate one's birthday, but Lynne Charnay takes the cake.
Oh, I have a mantra. My mantra is gratitude attitude. And I am so grateful to all of you for being here. Thank you so much. I've had 2 fabulous husbands. I'm very, very lucky.
I think they probably considered themselves lucky, too.
I hope so.
What advice do you have for people about staying grateful?
If people understood how lucky they are and appreciated the things that are around them, I enjoy everything. If I walk in the street and I see a tree or a person, I enjoy that.
It's coming up right now. I'm Bill Bradley. You're listening to American Voices on SiriusXM.
American Voices with Senator Bill Bradley is made possible by Ford, part of the American story for 121 years. Built Ford proud.
I'm Bill Bradley. Stay with us. Cabaret singer Lynne Charnay has also been on Broadway. She's a Broadway actress who sings.
Don't take your kisses, just spread them around. You'll find my wrist logically sound. Who's gonna know that you spread them around? 100 years from today.
And she's worked with composers of Hello, Dolly in Chicago. Lynne Charnay is with me here now. Lynne, thank you for being here on American Voices.
It's my pleasure.
And first, let me say happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
So I wish I'd known when that 100th birthday party was going to be. I would have been there.
Well, you have plenty of other opportunities coming up.
So let's talk about the cabaret. For people who might not know, what is a cabaret?
Well, first of all, I'm singing in a cabaret. That's the room in the back. In the front of the place is a piano bar, but I don't sing there. And lately have been using the large room and filling it with standing room. And then I booked only my birthday. And 3 months before the event, it was sold out. So then I booked the next day, and that got sold out. So, when you get very old, people can't believe you're doing this. So they come to see. And then I got rave reviews, I'm happy to say.
Well, so how about working with the Hello, Dolly composer, Jerry Herman?
We were very, very good friends, very good friends.
Mm-hmm.
I was his date at the first performance of La Cage aux Folles.
Oh, really?
Yes, I miss him. I started very early in my career in a review that I co-starred with Dom DeLuise that Jerry Herman wrote and directed before he had anything on Broadway. This was in Provincetown. And then while we were there, he came up and he said, well, there's only one person doing the show I directed, and that's Lynne Charnay. The rest of you are improvising. And then he took me in. He said, I'm so excited. I've been asked to do a Broadway show. So that was wonderful. And the last thing I did in my career on Broadway was by Jerry Herman, and it was at the Palace Theater. and it was called the Grand Tour. Joel Grey was the star, and I was featured. It was at the Palace Theater. Now, years before me, in the days of vaudeville, the goal was for the vaudeville performers to go across the country and ultimately play at the Palace Theater. That was the goal, to play the Palace. Now the Palace Theater is a Broadway theater, and I have a bench where my parents are buried, and on the bench it says, "She played the Palace." Okay. So another candle is from the review that Jerry Herman wrote and directed before he had anything on Broadway. Okay. The girls in the office chipped in again and bought me a new spring hat. The boss bought the cake, and Tony sent the same bouquet. It's all the same as last year.
So, that recent birthday and your sold-out show, how did it make you feel?
Terrific. I want the people that are there to hear these wonderful songs. I like being in cabaret because 1 minute I can make the audience feel like laughing, and the next minute I can make them feel like crying. And that's powerful.
Boy, it sure is.
Some of you have heard me tell this story before, that I heard Frank Sinatra singing a song on the radio, "The September of My Years," and I thought to myself, he thinks he's old. So I called my darling friend Roger. So, "Are you here, Roger?" Yeah. So I called my darling Roger, and I said, "Roger, do you think you could write a lyric about the December of my years?" And this is what darling Roger came up with. One day you're working with John Kander. Next day you're working with Joel Grey. And all the shows and movies crammed into a lifetime. How dear the memories stay. Through the years, I've enjoyed the parts that I was asked to play. From Bernie Slatterer, that was in A Family Affair by John Kander. And I'm still hoping to trade lines with Britney Spears. And I'm proud, very proud, I'm still performing as Pioneer. December, the sweet December of my years. Giving thanks, I'll begin with those inside of my picture frames. Rafaela, my darling granddaughter, Susan, my darling daughter-in-law, and Tony, my darling son, are their names. And to you, who turn up when my show appears, je t'adore. May we all be here to witness 20 more greedy girls. December, that warm and golden December of my year.
Well, in this performance, the sold-out show at your birthday, I understand you sang with your granddaughter.
Yes, she's so talented. And her boyfriend also sang with me. Oh, he sings, a song, "I Hear Music and There's No One There." And I sing, "You Don't Need Analyzing."
It's not so surprising. I feel very strong, but nah, I can't carry a tune. But I know the song.
Yes, so you do know. Oh, you know a lot for an athlete.
Yeah, for a jock.
A very good statesman. He and I sang Ochicharnia. That's a Russian gypsy song.
Right.
I think my granddaughter is going to join us again.
But, are there particular lines or verses in songs that you love singing and that that the crowd is going to have a strong reaction to?
Do you know the song Autumn Leaves? Les
Yes, I
Feuilles
do.
Mortes? Yes. So that's one of my great favorites. And I tell the audience that the English translation has nothing whatsoever to do with what the song says in French. And then I recite to them what it says in French. But that's one of my favorite songs to do.
There's a song you all, or many of you are familiar with, The Autumn Leaves. Very banal lyric, and they are not what the French lyric says. So I'm going to read you what the French lyric says. It says, "Oh, how I wish that you would remember the happy times when we were lovers. Life was more beautiful then, and the sun shone more brightly than today. You see, I have not forgotten. But the autumn leaves sweep away with them the happy memories and the regrets. And life separates those who love imperceptibly, without a sound. And the sea erases from the sand the footsteps of disunited lovers." Those are pithy lyrics. That's what the song says. Okay, now I'm going to try to sing it. Oh, je voudrais tant que tu te souviennes les jours heureux quand nous étions amis. En ce temps-là, la vie était plus belle et le soleil plus brûlant qu'aujourd'hui. Les feuilles mortes se ramassent à la pelle. Tu vois, je n'ai pas oublié. Les feuilles mortes se ramassent à la pelle. Les souvenirs et les regrets aussi. C'est une chanson qui nous ressemble. Toi qui m'aimais, moi qui t'aimais. Nous vivions tous les deux ensemble. Toi qui m'aimais et je t'aimais. Mais la vie sépare ceux qui s'aiment tout doucement, sans faire du bruit. Et la mer efface sur le sable les pas des amants désunis.
How about salons? Yeah, I mean, you're creating salons in your home?
Yes,
Tell us about that.
just by accident. One time, this very fantastic violinist, Gregory Singer, who worked briefly for my husband, my second husband, Jacques Francais. I've had two fabulous husbands. I'm very, very lucky. Very lucky.
I think they probably considered themselves lucky too.
Well, I hope so. I think so. And it's funny, because the first one who moved upstate came to New York, and the second one, to whom I was not yet married, called to say, guess who came to see me? Raphael, whose name was Ralph Mark, but he came Raphael. And he said to me, you better take very good care of Lynn, because you're never going to meet another woman like her. Well,
Mhm.
how lucky is that, that my ex-husband would feel that way, and that the other one, who became my husband, would tell me what he said. I think that I'm a very lucky woman.
You're a very lucky woman and a very unusual woman on many levels. And to have that experience is one of the reasons you are.
I think so. I've been extraordinarily lucky, starting from my parents.
Yeah. Well, but I want to know a little bit more about salons. What are they in your home?
It's in my living room. I have a Steinway baby grand piano that my parents bought when I was 5 years old.
Huh.
It's covered with photographs of all kinds of fabulous people on it. So consequently, I don't get the piano tuner because I don't want to take all the photographs off. So it
Right.
doesn't get tuned, but they make beautiful music on it anyway. So
That is a
Gregory,
great story. That is a great story. You have all these photographs, so many that you don't want to take the thing off so they can tune it. That's really funny.
fabulous people are on it, like John Kander and James and William
Yeah.
Gold and
Yeah.
Julie Wilson and Antonio Banderas, all kinds of interesting
Mhm.
people out there. And so I don't want to have the piano tuned. The pianist happens to be a Russian woman, and I speak Russian fluently. So it was lovely. And after that, they now come almost every week or every other week
Hmm.
and play in my apartment
How about
instead
that?
of playing in a cold studio. And we have wine and cheese in my apartment.
Well, let me ask you, is it true you eloped at
Yes,
17?
yes.
Tell us
With
that story. How'd your
yes.
family react?
Well, they were not thrilled, but they accepted it. And he was just as young as I was. And we knew our parents wouldn't give us permission. So he sold everything he had, skis, boots, books, everything, to get the money. He found out that if we went to Columbia, South Carolina, you could get married if you were over 16
Hmm.
without parents' permission. And that's where we went and got married. So we are convinced that when we came out of the hall where you went to get married, that Sidney Greenstreet was at the bottom of the building there, and he greeted us laughingly and wished us good luck. I'm convinced that Sidney Greenstreet was there. What he would, I mean, if not, he has a double with the same wardrobe.
And that marriage that you eloped at 17 to
Yes,
have, that
right.
lasted how many years?
18,
18 years. Amazing.
yes,
So tell me, you're 100 years young,
yes.
and tell us how you take care of yourself.
I eat sensibly. I I have a rather large apartment, so I get a lot of exercise. Just walking from my bedroom to the kitchen is a long walk, and I
Hmm.
go to the kitchen too often, but I walk it off at least. And then I do yoga and Pilates. I used to do it 3 times a week with a young woman named Sharon Fraser. But I can't afford it, so now I do it only twice a week. But I think that's got a lot to do with my condition. Plus, that I'm obsessive compulsive. I have dark brown carpeting in the den and dark purple carpeting in the bedroom, and every thread shows on it. And I'm bending down and picking up little pieces all day long. So I get very good exercise that way.
Well, they always say that the older you get, you got to keep moving. Right?
That's it. Right. Well, I keep moving.
But also, you have a mantra. I mean, I think it's not only the physical things you do to stay young, but the emotional and mental things. And you have what you call a gratitude attitude.
Yes, my mantra is gratitude attitude.
The gratitude attitude. What advice do you have for people about staying grateful?
I think if people understood how lucky they are and appreciated the things that are around them, I enjoy everything. If I walk in the street and I see a tree or a person, I enjoy that. I speak to them. I make friends very easily. Somebody can stop and ask me for directions on Central Park West. And by the time we're through, I've invited them to my home and they're my friends.
Yeah, well, that's the attitude to encounter the world.
Yes.
I have a mantra. My mantra is gratitude attitude. And I am so grateful to all of you for being here. Thank you so much. But this is a good
We're equally grateful for you being here.
All right, now let's see what happens. I don't know if I have anything else to say, Rolf, so we might as well get started. It takes a life to realize what life is all about. And life is all about this moment. I'm here with you before we're through. What secrets will we tell? I'll learn to know you well this moment. How soon, too soon, the hours fly. I hear the clock ticking by. I won't pretend that time has been my friend. I bring my songs to sing my songs for you until the end. And as I live my days, I'll count the wondrous ways that brought me here to praise this moment. How soon, too soon, the hours fly. I see my life go ticking by. I only hope that time will be my friend. I live my life to give my life with love. Oh, don't you see? So if you can agree, then come on with me. I only guarantee this moment.
Well, Lynne, I'm so grateful to speak with you.
I can't tell you what a pleasure it is for me. I'm a great admirer of yours.
Oh, you're so kind to say that. Thank you very much.
You're a very special human being who started out as a very important athlete and went on to do important things in the world that affect the world. And I respect you and admire you a great deal.
But one of the things that I like the most, those are all important things and things I'm proud of. But I like this radio show, American Voices, where I get a chance to talk to people like you who have so much to share with the rest of the world and have lived such a full and complete life and who have the attitude, the gratitude attitude.
Right.
I think
Right.
that carries you through a lot of things, you know.
Yes.
Kindness is something that has a way of making you feel better. I don't know. It does for me anyway.
Absolutely.
Lynne, thanks for being here on American Voices, and I can't wait to see your next sold-out show on your 101st birthday. You got to let me know when that is.
My show will be on my son's birthday, September the 10th, at Don't Tell Mama. That's the cabaret at which I appear. It's on Restaurant Row.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
going to try to show September
I
10th.
hope. Yes, but you have to make reservations way ahead because everything sells out. I don't know. I haven't been this popular as I have been recently.
Well, maybe I'll make them today. I'll drop your name. I'll say, hey, I'm a friend of Lynne Charnay.
Exactly. It's a pleasure to speak
Thank
with
you so much. Okay. Look forward
Bye.
to meeting you.
Same here.
1, 2, 3.
I've been speaking with cabaret singer Lynne Charnay. She recently celebrated her 100th birthday by singing cabaret to a sold-out show at a piano bar. It's something she does on every birthday.
Without further ado, then, ladies and gentlemen, the devastating Lynne Charnay.
And that's the last of our American Voices for today, but you can continue our conversation on Facebook, facebook.com/American Voices with Senator Bill Bradley. And we're also now on Instagram. Hope you'll check us out there too. Follow us. American Voices is produced by Devora Clar. The show was recorded by Mark Aflalo.
American Voices with Senator Bill Bradley is made possible by Ford, part of the American story for 121 years. Built Ford proud.
For SiriusXM, you've been listening to American Voices. I'm your host, Bill Bradley. Thank you for listening to American Voices here on my YouTube channel. For more interviews celebrating the goodness and creativity of the American people, click the subscribe button below.